Hello everybody, Jason Recorder here. I'm going to go ahead and narrate this as I tie this golden stone. So you can see right there, that's a mustad size 4 hook with a gold bead. And then I've wrapped some lead around that. What I'm tying on right here for the tail, this is kind of the marabou portion of an Indian hen saddle patch. So it's like the lower portion of the feather. When it gets wet, it just has some really good movement, so it works nice for a tail. What I'm doing now is going and tying in the clear V-rib, which I'll be wrapping around this body, and that really gives it a nice ribbing effect, and it's also see-through, so it kind of has that opaque. So whatever you put, as far as dubbing, really shines through on that fly. So once I get that wrapped in, I'm going to go ahead and get on basically some ice dub golden brown. I also, before I did that though, I put on this little strand of black. I don't know what the material is, but I'm going to be putting that over the top of the back, and it creates kind of a nice black stripe down the top. But I like to wrap this ice stub really loosely, so that when I do put the, there's the black strand right there. So once I bring that over, I'll tie that down, secure that. But when I bring the V-dub through it, or the V-rib through it, the kind of if it's really loose, that the ice stub there, that will then kind of push through, and it kind of creates a body that has some kind of natural fuzziness to it, which I think looks pretty realistic. So I'm going to bring that all the way around. You want to save enough room on the top of this fly for the thorax section. So you tie that down, cut off that V-rib. I still got the black right there that I'm going to pull back, so I'm going to actually continue that over the top of the thorax. So now I'm putting on a piece of that Indian hen saddle patch. It's a small portion of the feather. I'm going to secure the end, or the tip, first, and you're going to secure it upside down, because when you pull it over the top of the thorax, you want the fibers of that feather to kind of be angling back. Okay, and that kind of creates the eggs of the, or the legs of that golden stone. Kind of gives it a real buggy kind of feel. So I'm going to go ahead and secure that down right there. Usually when I just put in a really tiny tip, I'll put a little dab of Zap-A-Gap on there just to really secure that. Now I'm going to go ahead and dub on some black ice dub for the thorax. And again, I'll try to dub that on pretty loose, make it a little bit bigger than the body. Put on a little bit more on the front there. Okay, and then I'll kind of secure that down. Then I pull the legs over, okay, and make sure those feathers, the ones that you want, are kind of angled back. And then secure that down. And then once you snip the end off there, you're going to take that black material, bring it over the top, and secure that. And that's going to create that thorax section. And it also creates a nice kind of mounting spot for the epoxy on that. So I got the kind of the feathers angled back. Pretty much just tie that off. I'll whip finish that. One thing I'm going to do that I don't show you in the video is, once I get this fly secured and I get the epoxy on it, I'm going to use a little kind of pick. I'm going to pick out that black ice stub to angle out into the sides with those feathers. And again, it just gives it a really kind of leggy kind of feel to it. So right there, I'm just going to kind of separate those strands of the feather there to give it more of a leg kind of appearance. All right, so now I'm going to create a pretty hefty epoxy back on it. You can kind of struggle with this a little bit, because some of the strands of that ice dub will sort of get in your way. Obviously try to snip them away first, but sometimes you don't see them, and then they sneak in, and then it creates kind of a lump on that epoxy. So I got a little piece right there that I kind of struggle with. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can get that epoxy as smooth as you can. I like to stretch it a little bit onto the gold bead, secure that on there, and then pull that back as far back on that thorax just to get into the body just a little bit. And he creates that nice epoxy back, which is again see-through, so it really amplifies the light. So anything that eye stub, that gold eye stub body really reflects through that. And then it's just is a really beautiful fly, really easy to tie, but it's pretty slick. Looks great in the water. Obviously there's a little bit of sunlight, lots of reflection off that. So I'll spin it around here a little bit so you can see it. Yeah, hit it with the light, get that epoxy where you want. A lot of times I'll do another layer, so if I hit it once, I'll bring in a little bit more on top there, kind of build it up a little bit. And then I'll zap it again. But that's more or less it. My version of a golden stone. You could do this with lots of different colors. Hope it's successful for you. Get out there, sling a line, have some fun, and hopefully we'll see you on the river sometime.